Okay, so you know how we can just get like anything delivered the next day,
Right?
and stores are always stocked like it's magic.
Mm.
Well, behind the scenes, it's this whole world of industrial real estate making it happen.
It really is.
And you sent us some fascinating stuff, excerpts from this document called RE23 Industrial Real Estate Investing in Public Companies.txt.
Yeah.
So it's like a deep dive into this whole world of industrial real estate investing.
Definitely a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, we've got to figure out like the sheer scale of this industry and then who are the major players.
Absolutely.
So many things to get to.
It is amazing how many people don't even realize just how massive industrial real estate is.
Right.
It's not just giant warehouses.
Yeah.
We're talking millions of square feet of manufacturing plants, complex distribution centers,
Wow.
even temperature-controlled facilities so we can get our groceries delivered.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It's like the whole supply chain depends on these places.
absolutely. The backbone of the whole system.
And speaking of giants, your notes also included a list of the biggest companies doing this.
Yep, some real powerhouses in there.
Yeah, super curious about that. But first, I want to know, how do we invest in this stuff?
Oh, good question.
How do we get a piece of the action?
So there are actually several options,
Okay.
and each one needs a different level of expertise and involvement.
Makes sense?
So one way is to acquire existing properties.
Okay.
It's like a real estate treasure hunt looking for properties with like value add potential.
I like that.
Yeah, so think of it like a slightly outdated warehouse,
Okay.
and with some upgrades and modernization, it could be a high demand logistics hub,
Okay.
generating much higher returns than before.
So you're like flipping warehouses.
In a way, yeah.
That's cool.
I've seen cases where like just adding things like high efficiency loading docks or increasing the clear height.
Clear height.
That vertical space for stacking all the goods
Right, right.
can dramatically increase a property's value.
Oh, so it's all about like spotting those hidden gems and
Yeah, maximizing their potential.
making the most of them.
Exactly.
But it sounds like you really need to know what you're doing.
Or absolutely.
Yeah.
You need to understand zoning regulations and construction costs.
Yeah.
The intricacies of the industrial market are crucial.
I can imagine.
Yeah, this approach is definitely not for beginners.
Right.
Now, for those who want to be even more hands-on,
Okay.
you can develop new properties from scratch.
Oh, wow.
So that means securing the right piece of land,
Yeah.
navigating permits and regulations,
Oh, fun.
managing that whole construction process.
That's a lot.
It is. And then ultimately attracting those tenants.
Wow, that sounds super challenging,
It can be.
but probably rewarding too.
Oh, for sure. Building a state-of-the-art facility from the ground up is quite a feat.
But not all of us can be real estate muggles overnight.
Right.
What if we just want to dip our toes in?
Well, in that case,
Yeah.
investing in REITs or real estate investment trusts
Okay.
is an excellent way to get into the industrial market.
So what are REITs exactly?
So they allow you to invest in a diversified portfolio of industrial properties
Sorry?
without the headaches of direct ownership,
Gotcha.
like buying a basket of industrial real estate stocks.
Okay.
You gain exposure to the sector's growth potential,
Right.
but without all the management responsibilities.
That sounds way easier.
It is, and there are various types of industrial REITs too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, each focusing on different property types or geographic areas.
Interesting.
So you can cater to your specific investment strategies and risk appetite.
So there's like an option for everyone.
Pretty much, yeah. Whether you're a seasoned developer or brand new to the market,
That's cool.
there's a path for you.
But no matter what path you choose,
Yeah.
it seems like location is everything.
Oh, absolutely. Location is key.
You got to be in the right spot.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
You need to be close to those major transportation hubs,
Like
highways, ports, airports, even rail lines.
makes sense.
And with e-commerce and those lightning-fast deliveries,
Mm.
proximity to population centers is
Yeah.
more and more important.
Yeah, people want their stuff like right away.
Exactly. That last-mile delivery efficiency is crucial.
It's all about speed.
Yeah, remember that company we talked about
Uh-huh.
that shaved days off their delivery times by putting their warehouse near a major airport?
Oh, yeah, that was smart.
Yeah, location can make or break your whole operation.
Totally. But it's not just about being in the right place.
Right.
It's also about having the right kind of building.
You got it.
So what are some of those key features that make an industrial property really stand out?
So beyond location,
Okay.
tenants are looking for specific features that make things efficient.
Right.
So clear height is a big one.
Okay.
The higher the ceiling, the more you can stack,
Makes sense.
maximize that storage capacity.
Right.
And then ample loading docks,
Okay.
preferably with dock levelers, for smooth truck access,
Right.
and then a spacious truck court,
Truck court.
the paved area where trucks maneuver.
Oh.
Yeah, that's critical for seamless loading and unloading.
Makes sense. So there's enough space for all those trucks.
Exactly. Then you need heavy power capacity to run all the equipment.
Of course.
And modern HVAC systems to keep everything at the right temperature.
Yeah, especially if you're storing things like food or medicine.
Exactly. It's all connected.
So it's like a whole checklist of features.
It really is.
Goes way beyond just four walls and a roof.
Absolutely. A lot more to it.
Speaking of modern features, I'm curious about sustainability in today's industrial real estate.
Yeah, that's a big one these days.
Is that becoming a bigger deal?
More and more so.
Yeah.
Sustainability is not just a buzzword anymore. It's a core consideration
Okay.
for both developers and tenants.
Makes sense.
We're seeing a surge in eco-friendly features.
Oh, like what?
Solar panels on rooftops,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
energy-efficient lighting, and HVAC systems.
Right.
Even rainwater harvesting is becoming common.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not only do these features reduce environmental impact,
Mm.
they can also significantly cut operating costs.
So it's good for the planet and good for business.
Exactly. A win-win.
And that makes properties more attractive to environmentally conscious tenants.
Absolutely. They want to be a part of that.
I can imagine there was a great example of a company that's gone completely off-grid,
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
powering their entire warehouse with solar energy.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, so tenants are getting more discerning.
For sure.
They're not just thinking about the building itself,
Right.
but also its impact on the environment.
It's all connected.
Speaking of tenants, how crucial is tenant quality when you're evaluating a property as an investment?
Tenant quality is absolutely paramount.
Really?
You want to secure long-term leases with financially stable and reliable tenants.
So, like, who are we talking about here?
Think about the titans of e-commerce,
Okay.
third-party logistics providers,
Mm-hmm.
and those established manufacturing companies.
They're the ones who are going to pay their rent.
Exactly.
Right.
They provide a steady stream of rental income,
Okay.
minimize vacancy risks,
Gotcha.
and contribute to the overall stability and value of your investment.
So you want those solid, reliable tenants.
Absolutely. And these tenants are becoming increasingly sophisticated in their needs, too.
Oh, that's interesting. So what are these evolving needs of tenants?
Well,
Yeah.
and how are they shaping the future of industrial real estate? It's all about adapting to the new world of e-commerce.
Right, because everything's changing so fast.
Exactly. And that's what we'll dig into next.
Okay, sounds good.
It's crazy how e-commerce has totally flipped the script on industrial real estate.
Yeah, it's been a game changer.
As more people shop online,
Right.
the demand for warehouses and distribution centers has just gone through the roof.
Yeah, we need more space.
Way more space, and it's not just about quantity.
Right.
It's a whole new approach to logistics.
Okay, so we talked about how e-commerce is like changing the design and location of these properties.
Mm-hmm.
But what are the specifics? Like, how is it actually changing things on the ground?
Well, one of the most fascinating trends is the rise of urban warehouses.
Urban warehouses.
Yeah. So with the need for faster deliveries,
Makes sense.
companies are setting up these smaller distribution centers
Okay.
closer to where people actually live.
So they can get those products to customers super fast.
Exactly. Speed and convenience. That's the name of the game in e-commerce.
Yeah, people want their stuff like yesterday.
Exactly.
So it's not just about those massive warehouses on the outskirts of cities anymore.
Right. Those are becoming less important.
It's all about bringing the goods closer to the shoppers.
Exactly. It's shrinking those delivery times.
Right.
And meeting those expectations of online shoppers.
Because everyone's so used to instant gratification.
Pretty much.
Oh.
And another exciting thing is automation in warehouses.
Oh, yeah, robots.
Exactly. Robots and automated systems are doing more and more of the work.
So they're like picking, packing, and shipping orders.
Yep. Makes things way more efficient.
And probably saves a lot of money on labor costs, too.
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of like a sci-fi movie.
It is. These robots just zipping around these massive warehouses,
It's wild.
fulfilling orders at lightning speed.
It's really a glimpse into the future of industrial real estate.
It is.
E-commerce isn't just driving demand for space, it's pushing the boundaries of innovation.
Right.
We're seeing cutting-edge technologies being integrated into these facilities.
It's so cool.
It's amazing. And it's only going to get crazier.
So it's not just the buildings themselves.
Right.
It's the technology that powers them.
Exactly. The systems that make it all work.
It's like a whole ecosystem evolving so fast.
It is a constant evolution.
But what about the tenants themselves?
Oh, yeah. They're a huge part of this.
How are their needs changing? And what does that mean for people investing in industrial real estate?
So e-commerce has caused a major shift in how companies handle inventory and fulfillment.
Okay.
We're moving away from those large, infrequent bulk deliveries
Right.
and towards smaller, more frequent shipments.
Interesting.
Companies need to keep their inventory lean and agile.
So they can respond quickly to changes in demand.
Yeah, because things change so fast in the e-commerce world.
All the time.
So flexibility is super important.
Absolutely essential.
So it's not just about warehousing tons of stuff anymore.
No, it's about being nimble.
It's about agility and responsiveness.
Right. Being able to react to what consumers want.
Yeah, those desires are constantly shifting.
All the time.
How does that translate into the actual design of these industrial spaces?
So warehouses need to be designed to handle a wider range of shipments.
Okay.
Different sizes and frequencies.
Yeah, ship.
They need to be adaptable
Right.
and have technology that can track inventory in real time.
Oh, so you always know what you've got.
Exactly. You get valuable insights into supply and demand.
Okay.
Another big trend is omni-channel retail.
Omnichannel retail. What's that?
So it's providing a seamless shopping experience
Okay.
across all channels, online, in-store, mobile app.
Right, so I can buy something online and pick it up at the store.
Exactly. Or return an online purchase at a physical location.
It's all about blending the online and offline shopping worlds.
Yeah, the lines are blurring.
How does that affect industrial real estate?
So warehouses aren't just storage facilities anymore.
Right.
They're becoming these sophisticated fulfillment centers,
Okay.
handling online orders, in-store pickups, even returns processing.
Wow.
They're like mini distribution hubs, strategically placed to optimize the flow of goods.
So those traditional warehouses are kind of becoming a thing of the past?
In a way, yeah, they need to adapt.
It's crazy how e-commerce is changing everything.
It's a revolution.
It's redefining what a warehouse even is.
Exactly. It's a dynamic hub for modern commerce.
Okay, so we talked about those risks like economic downturns, tenant challenges, even technology becoming obsolete.
Those are all real concerns.
But what can investors do to mitigate those risks
Yeah.
and make smarter decisions in this crazy world?
Well, thorough due diligence is absolutely key.
Due diligence?
Yeah, before investing in any property,
Okay.
you need to carefully assess the market, the financial health of those potential tenants,
Right.
and the potential impact of new technologies.
So it's like doing your homework before you make a big purchase.
Exactly. Knowledge is power. You
Yeah.
need to understand the risks
Right.
and make informed decisions.
Based on solid research.
Yeah, research and insights.
So it's not just about finding a good deal.
No, it's about the bigger picture.
It's understanding the market dynamics,
Yeah.
the tenant profile,
Mm-hmm.
and the potential for future growth and adaptability. What about getting advice from experts?
Oh, that's huge.
Would that be helpful?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Talk to experienced professionals.
Like who?
Real estate brokers specializing in industrial properties.
Okay.
Consultants who really understand the market.
Makes sense.
They can provide those insights,
Right.
help you navigate the complexities of industrial real estate.
So it's like having a guide in uncharted territory.
Exactly. They can help you avoid those pitfalls.
Okay, so careful research, due diligence, expert advice.
Those are the keys.
That's how you navigate this world.
Yeah, you got to be prepared.
But what about the future?
Yeah.
We talked about those emerging technologies like drones, autonomous vehicles, 3D printing.
Right. Those are game changers.
How could those things reshape industrial real estate in the years to come?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is.
Those technologies could revolutionize everything.
Wow.
Not just logistics, but the whole industrial real estate sector.
It's exciting to think about.
It is, imagine a world where drones are transporting goods.
Instead of trucks.
Yeah, swarms of autonomous drones.
That sounds crazy.
It does.
Delivering packages right to our doors.
It sounds like science fiction.
It does.
But it could be closer than we think.
Yeah, we saw how fast e-commerce took off.
Right. Things change so quickly.
What would a drone-powered logistics network mean for warehouses?
That's a great question.
Would we even need them anymore?
We might not need as many of those massive warehouses,
Okay.
or the ones we do have might need to be redesigned.
To accommodate drone takeoffs and landings?
Exactly.
Wow, so we could see multi-level warehouses
Potentially, yeah.
with designated areas for drone operations.
It's possible.
Maybe even closer to cities.
Right, for faster deliveries.
So many possibilities.
It's really hard to say for sure.
It's like the sky's the limit.
Literally.
What about
Right.
autonomous vehicles?
Well, those are exciting too.
Self-driving trucks? How would those change things?
So think about trucks that can operate 24/7.
Okay.
No rest stops, no driver fatigue,
Right.
just constant deliveries.
That would be so efficient.
Incredibly efficient. And it could change warehouse design, too.
How so?
Well, those traditional loading docks might not be necessary anymore.
Oh, interesting.
They could load and unload from the side or even from above.
Wow.
So you need a whole new approach to layout and functionality.
It's like a domino effect,
Yeah.
changing every step of the supply chain.
Everything's connected.
And then there's 3D printing.
Oh, that's a big one.
How might that disrupt things?
Well, 3D printing could shift manufacturing away from those big centralized factories
Yeah.
towards smaller, more distributed production facilities.
So companies could make products on demand,
Exactly.
closer to their customers.
Right.
And that could reduce the need for those huge warehouses.
Potentially, yeah, if you're not storing as many finished goods.
So instead of mass production and shipping things all over the world, we could see more localized production.
It's a possibility.
That's really interesting.
It is a potential shift.
What would that mean for the traditional industrial real estate world?
Well, we might see less demand for those massive factories and distribution centers
Okay.
and more demand for those smaller, more localized production facilities.
So the types of spaces in demand would change.
Exactly.
Then they'd need to be more adaptable.
Yeah, to accommodate those evolving manufacturing and logistics needs.
It's amazing to think about all these changes.
It is.
It's like we're on the verge of a whole new era.
Yeah, it's exciting and a little bit scary.
What does it all mean for people who want to invest in industrial real estate?
Well,
Yeah.
the key is flexibility and adaptability.
Okay.
Investors need to embrace change,
Right.
think outside the box.
Be open to new ideas,
Yeah, and invest in properties that can meet the needs of the future.
whatever those needs might be.
Exactly.
So it's not just about finding the right property today.
Right.
It's about anticipating the needs of tomorrow.
That's the key to success in this market.
It's like being a chess player thinking several moves ahead,
I like that analogy.
anticipating your opponent's strategies.
It's a strategic game, for sure.
Industrial real estate is constantly evolving.
Yeah, it never stops.
Those who can stay ahead of the curve and embrace innovation.
Yeah, they'll be the winners.
This has been incredibly insightful.
It has been a great discussion.
Understanding both the opportunities and the potential pitfalls
Yeah, you got to know both sides.
is essential for any savvy investor.
Absolutely.
But before we dive deeper into risk mitigation strategies,
Okay.
let's really dissect how e-commerce is reshaping this industry.
Yeah, it's the driving force behind so much of the growth and innovation.
Let's unravel its impact. This has been amazing.
It really has.
Exploring the world of industrial real estate.
So much to talk about.
Yeah, from like its role in the supply chain to, what's shaping its future.
Absolutely.
We've covered a lot.
We have.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
any final thoughts?
Oh, for sure.
Something for our listeners to think about.
Absolutely. I think the main takeaway
Yeah.
is that industrial real estate,
Mm-hmm.
it's not static.
Yeah.
It's constantly evolving,
Right.
driven by all these changes in technology,
Yeah.
consumer behavior, global economic trends.
It's like a moving target.
It really is. And e-commerce is the perfect example
Yeah.
of how one thing can completely transform a whole sector.
It's crazy how much impact it's had.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
for people who want to get into this, it's not enough to just look at what's working now. You got to anticipate what's next.
Exactly.
Got to be forward-thinking.
So that takes a certain mindset.
Yeah.
Being willing to learn,
Absolutely.
embracing change, keeping an eye on those trends.
You got to stay ahead of the curve.
It's a lot to keep track of,
It is.
but there's a lot of opportunity too.
Well, tons of opportunity for those who are prepared.
Right. It's like being an explorer,
I like that.
charting uncharted territory.
Always looking for what's next.
Exactly. And that brings us back to those big questions
Oh, yeah.
about those emerging technologies.
Drones, autonomous vehicles, 3D printing.
Yeah. Are those just futuristic fantasies?
Well,
Or is that the future of industrial real estate?
I think it's more than fantasy.
Really?
Yeah, these technologies are moving so fast.
It's hard to keep up.
It is, but their impact on industrial real estate is undeniable.
So drones, for example.
Okay.
Imagine goods being transported by swarms of drones,
It's wild to think about.
delivering packages right to our doorsteps.
Like something out of a movie. I know, but like we said, things change quickly.
They do.
What seemed impossible a few years ago
Yeah.
is totally normal now.
It's true.
So what would a drone-powered world mean for warehouses?
Well, we might not need those massive warehouses anymore.
Okay.
Maybe smaller ones.
Yeah.
more strategically located.
Closer to cities.
Yeah, and designed for drone takeoffs and landings.
So we could see multi-level warehouses
Potentially.
with designated drone areas.
Yeah, maximize that vertical space.
It's a whole new way of thinking about things.
It really is.
And what about those self-driving trucks?
Autonomous vehicles, those are fascinating.
Yeah, imagine trucks that can operate 24/7.
No brakes, no tired drivers.
Just constant efficiency.
It would change everything.
How would warehouses need to adapt?
Well, they might not need traditional loading docks anymore.
Okay.
Maybe they'd load from the side
Oh, interesting.
or even from above.
Wow, that's a big change.
Yeah, the whole flow of goods would be different.
From production to delivery.
Everything would need to adapt.
And then there's 3D printing.
Right. Another game changer.
How could that impact things?
So 3D printing could shift manufacturing away from those big centralized factories
Right.
and move it towards smaller, more distributed production facilities.
So instead of mass producing and shipping all over,
Yeah,
we could see more localized production.
it's a possibility.
That's really interesting.
It is a potential shift.
What would that mean for the industrial real estate world?
Well, we might see a decline in demand for those huge factories and distribution centers,
Okay.
and an increase in demand for smaller, more localized facilities.
So the types of spaces in demand would change
Yeah, and they'd need to be more adaptable.
to accommodate those evolving needs.
Exactly.
It's crazy to think about all these changes.
It is a lot to process.
It's like we're on the verge of a whole new era.
We are. The future is coming fast.
What does it all mean for people who want to invest in this world?
Well, the key is to be adaptable,
Right.
have foresight, and a willingness to embrace those innovations.
Those are the qualities that will lead to success.
Absolutely.
It's like being a surfer,
Oh, I like that.
riding the waves of change.
Always adjusting to the current.
Exactly, and anticipating that next big swell.
Got to stay ahead of the wave.
This has been an awesome deep dive
I've really enjoyed it.
into the world of industrial real estate.
It's a fascinating sector.
We've learned so much.
Oh, yeah.
From the fundamentals of investing to the impact of technology.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground.
But as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought,
Okay.
a question to ponder.
What's that?
What will this landscape look like in the future?
Oh, that's a good one.
10, 20, even 50 years from now?
Hard to imagine.
What new innovations will emerge? And how will they change the way we make, store, and distribute the things we need?
It's exciting to think about.
The future is full of possibilities.
Absolutely.
It's up to us to imagine and maybe even shape what that future will hold.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of industrial real estate.
It's been my pleasure.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights
I hope so.
and a new appreciation for this dynamic sector.
It's a world of opportunity.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Yes.
keep asking questions.
And keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Couldn't have said it better myself.